Sounds
Welcome to our podcast, When Life Gives You Lemons. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Palmy. We consider ourselves disability advocates and intend to spotlight some disability issues and things we find interesting that we frequently encounter when we're out and about. Also, some history on disability that we find interesting. Welcome back, guys. This is When Life Gives You Lemons.
And this week, we're talking about methylene blue.
And why are we talking about this, Kevin?
Well, one of the websites that we have previously mentioned or recommended is called Accessible Go. Well, they invest quite a bit into what they're doing. They have purchased a community application that you can sign up for. It's called the Circle community. And it's, once you get into Circle and you can choose your community, you look for the Accessible Go community. And in that, they have several subcategories like travel or just miscellaneous questions, what have you. And those folks have in the past been very frequently active and answer my questions about, say, a certain disability or condition I don't have. So
yeah, and we use that app for when we travel about and make reservations and stuff like that. So it's been very helpful for us.
Yeah, it has been very helpful.
Okay, so it was methylene blue. Is that what you said?
Methylene blue.
Methylene
yes.
blue. Sorry.
Most commonly, assuming you've been, almost all of us have been to the doctors, but if they've used MRI imaging or really any sort of imaging with contrast, methylene blue is what they're using.
So I didn't know anything about it. So it was very interesting. And apparently it's, I know you hate this topic, or I hate this word, but it is kind of trending right now.
Yeah, trending is where the
and we'll get more into that later. So methylene blue, it is known as methylene.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about its history first.
About what?
Its history.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
It started out as a cloth dye.
Back in 1876.
Yeah, and it, previously blue and purple were kind of, by default, a little bit more expensive than other colors, so not that many people could get it. So in the 19th century, chemists were being tried by, let's see what we can come up with to do things cheaper in this area.
And
dyeing things blue and purple were
it's classified as a salt. It's a salt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they used it as a dye originally to dye different things with. But then later on, they realized that it luminous and light. And they started using it in medicines. Right away, originally, they used it to help with urinary tract infections and malaria. But then other medicines came about and were more effective than it was. It took longer for it to cure.
Right. Right now, I'm just going to throw this out there. It may fit in better later, but it's involved in over 1,200 clinical trials. Those
right now, currently.
Either ongoing clinical trials or planned clinical trials. I think Palmy mentioned that 2,800 individuals are involved in those trials. So right now, obviously because they like large numbers and studies, all the studies are not ongoing. They just have them planned out, perhaps, or in the stages of being planned.
No, I haven't mentioned that yet, but we were going to do that later. So, but right now, like he said, it's really, we mentioned it was trending, but it's also very, very, it's an old medicine that's becoming very popular in the medical community right now. Like Kevin said, it's out there and they're starting to discover it has a lot of, right now, the FDA approves it for 2 things. And I'm going to need help, and we're not even sure we're saying it right. But the FDA approves it for a specific disease, and this disease is a rare blood disease where the hemoglobin can't carry oxygen properly. Kevin, you want to try to shoot out this?
I'm going to take a stab at it.
Yeah.
I almost guarantee I'm wrong, but it's methylmalbuminemia.
The methylene blue helps restore the hemoglobin's oxygen carrying abilities. So it helps oxygen. It helps the oxygen get carried throughout the blood. So that right now is the only FDA approval as medicine that it is approved for. However, like Kevin said, there's all kinds of studies right now where they think it might be very helpful. And the reason it's kind of a big thing right now is because a lot of influencers on TikTok are claiming that it has because of this ability to take oxygen, to carry oxygen properly through your body, is kind of what happens when we were younger, and it happens. We do less of that as we age. So they've clicked onto this and figured out that maybe it's an anti-aging.
They're wanting to say the big
pharma
doesn't want you to know about it.
It's like a secret, like a youth. What is everybody's looking for the
Fountain
of Youth. Yeah. So that's the big TikTok thing going around right now. But it's really controversial because it is an actual medicine and there are side effects when you use something like this, when it's not used for what it's meant for, because there specifically is a side effect. They've proven that if you have there's lots of research done here. Kevin did a lot of research on this, and I'm trying to fumble through it here. Do you remember what the
all I remember is it's G.
So people with G6PH deficiency, which is a common genetic condition, can suffer serious side effects like anemia and jaundice from even a small dosage. And it can also dangerously interact with antidepressants, which is pretty popular in this society right now, and potentially lead to serotonin syndrome, which I think that means like depression, causes major depression. So, you wouldn't want to take this. People are doing this. It's called going off label and just kind of experimenting with this on their own. And this, I guess, supposedly this is happening on X, or formerly Twitter. It's being discussed about anti-aging remedies and cognitive enhancements and stuff like that as of right in July 2025. It's been reported it increases energy, focus, and mental clarity while using it, and boosts your brain power and repairs mitochondria. So these claims have not been backed up by any robust clinical evidence or are considered experimental, with warnings about potential risk to kidney disease, DNA harm, and also warnings about possible death. So again, we've told you this several times in our podcast previously. We are not doctors. We don't claim to be. We have no medical experience whatsoever, and we only do research via the web internet, which we all know, the web internet is not always perfect. So we don't advise you to do anything like this.
Yeah, I will tell you that I know for sure that if an influencer is telling you to do it, you might want to consult somebody that knows a little bit more than the influencer. The influencer on social media is making money. They're usually making money by their videos they post on
Or just the fact that you're watching it. Yeah.
YouTube, Twitter, X, Facebook, all the platforms that support the kind of thing have reward systems or monetary rewards, or they could just be paid by whoever to say whatever.
Right. But it certainly does look like it may be a very positive drug once all the research has been done.
Yeah. A lot of times after medical research is done and something gets approved for use, the doctors will note that it is, treating, say, convulsions and epilepsy in my case. I don't have epilepsy, but I share a drug with epileptics because it reduces my muscular contractions, involuntary muscular contractions, which I guess is kind of like a mild seizure, I guess you could say. But,
or loss of muscle control, basically, yeah.
Lots of control of my muscles. But the drug I'm taking really, when a doctor, just a general doctor, not a movements disorder specialist who knows it may have more than one use, sees that, you'll say, oh, you're epileptic?
Yeah.
And I'll have to, give that long explanation. No.
Yeah. And also it's used for depression and stuff like that. So sometimes it's confusing. I take a drug that is a drug that they use for depression, but I use it to enlarge my esophagus because one of the side effects is it enlarges your esophagus. So a lot of times doctors use the side effects that they find that happen in a drug like that and use the side effect as long as there's no counter effects based from you using it like that. So that's what I use mine for. Is my esophagus it closes up, and so I use it to enlarge my esophagus. So I don't have I have GERDs, and so it closes and enlarges my esophagus. So you never know what a drug is, and you hear these drug advertisements on TV about all the side effects, on every drug that's out there. So every drug has a side effect.
And if I'm not mistaken, the FDA requires when they submit a drug for testing, they have to list like 10 side effects, even if there are 0.
Right.
They have to
well, anything that may happen has to be listed.
They have to get creative and say, well, this guy had food poisoning, so you could say diarrhea and nausea.
Yeah.
And they
now it
kind
is
of have 2 they could talk about.
Methylene blue is also used as a diagnostic tool. It's used in lymph node dissections and to test for urinary tract leaks and for fistulas. So it is used because it does light up.
It lights up very nicely when used in imaging for tissue.
Right.
Because it does flow around, get lodged in tissue, and the image they get back out of that highlights tissue that you may not have been able to see clearly without it.
So there's lots of good hope that this will have lots of good stuff happen in the future. But as we said, don't be experimenting with it on yourself right now.
As of right now in 2025, it's got one disease it can treat. And anything beyond that, talk to your doctor and get the real scoop.
So it says its terminal half-life is 5 to 24 hours when given intravenously. Monitoring is recommended, especially in apparently they use it in veterinary uses, where it can cause oxidation damage in red blood cells, particularly in cats. And then there's also one non-medical application. They use it in aquaculture to treat fungal infections, bacteria, viruses, and nitrate poisoning in fish.
Okay, it's also used as a dye in some treatment of some of these conditions, but it's strictly used as a dye. Let's see. Again, I'm going to mutilate some words that I'm not familiar with. So, infosfamide induced encephalopathy, which is a rare chemo-related brain toxicity. It's administered in the affected area to highlight what tissues may have been affected by, I'm assuming it was some sort of chemotherapy. And it's also used to explore early stage Alzheimer's, i.e. what tissue of the brain has already been affected or not. In other words, they can get MRIs that show your brains, but without a functional FRI, which is a whole nother ball of wax, where the part of your brain lights up that's being used, which can take quite a while because I'm sure there are many parts that involved in testing in Alzheimer's. On this, they just see, okay, what tissue's not looking normal.
Right. What tissue is affected by being lit up for some reason. So those are areas that they're hoping that the research will help, is Alzheimer's disease and cognitive decline.
It's also used in what's called the BLUSH trial, which is being used in concert with other drugs in critical care to treat septic shock.
And septic shock, I didn't know what it is, but it's organ injury or damage, infection with low blood pressure, abnormally in cell metabolism, and then also in cancer treatment. The early phase trials are assessing the potential of enhancing chemotherapy or acting as a radiosensitivity in cancers like glioblastism and breast cancer. And then neuropsychologic and metabolic disorders. Some studies are investigating its role in mood regulation and mitochondria function and oxidative stress studies. And as we said before, over 2,800 individuals are participating in the related trials on using the. So, I think it's as clear as mud.
Well, I'm reading this one part. It basically is saying the same thing you said, but it's not mentioning TikTok or influencers or trending or anything like that. But it's being touted as a limitless drug.
A what?
limitless drug.
Yeah. Well, that's what their hopes are in the future with all these trials.
Yeah, I think they're trying to find the limits, so it's not necessarily going to be a limitless drug anymore.
Yeah, I hope so. We're always in hope. I mean, you and I, we're out here looking. I mean, right now you have a end of life diagnosis. So you're always hoping that something comes up and they have this miracle cure that will cure. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people like you that are hoping for a miracle cure.
Well, the bottom line in my case is if they were to find a cure and stop it, great. But it's not going to cure me, so to speak. It's not going to make the damage that's been done be undone.
No. Never know.
Well, we'll see.
If you're gonna have hope, you might as well have 100% hope.
Yes.
Might as well go for the brass ring.
I'm gonna hope my fairy godmother comes by and snaps her fingers and says, "Bibbidi bobbidi boo."
You get the whole pumpkin,
and I just get a complete life do-over. How's that?
Might as well go for it. Hope is not limited. Might as well go for it all. So, final thoughts, guys. If you're considering methylene blue, especially off-label uses, consult your healthcare provider. The evidence leans towards it's being safe for that one specific disease that we can't pronounce, but other uses are debated and need more research. Key point is it is only used for that one disease, a condition where blood cannot carry oxygen well, and it seems likely to be effective for only that purpose at this time, proven for that purpose at this time. Research suggests that it has potential benefits for mitochondrial functions, and research suggests it may have potential benefits for cognitive health, but these uses are not yet proven or FDA approved. These controversies around off-label uses, like anti-aging, with some claiming benefits and others warning of risks like kidney diseases, kidney damage. So approach these with caution, or just don't approach them, would be my suggestion. It can cause serious side effects like headaches and nausea. It's risky for people with the G6 pH deficiency, which who knows if you have that until suddenly you have terrible side effects. Or those with certain medications. So medical advice is essential before you do anything like that.
Definitely. I'm assuming it might be associated also with either a dietary restriction, maybe an allergy or something like that.
Well, it's a DNA, your DNA, so.
Yeah.
People don't know what's in their DNA until you have DNA tests.
If you have an allergic reaction to, say, bee stings, you don't necessarily know which gene causes that.
Right.
So, a doctor may, because doctors read this kind of stuff.
But it may be too late after you've done it.
I doubt they mangle the words as badly as we do, but
that's why we weren't doctors.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do some house cleaning. Housekeeping, sorry.
Not house cleaning.
That's my job.
If your house needs cleaning, call upon me.
Don't call me.
I'm not involved in this business whatsoever.
I'm not cleaning either.
As this year, we're going to give away a prize at the end of the season. The way you enter it is by sending us fan mail. And with that fan mail, you have to provide us with a way to contact you.
Via email.
Should you win this contest, email address is a good one, as long as you check your email regularly. If you happen to switch email providers,
Just update us.
Update us. Yeah, so we do not keep email. We don't have any email marketing campaigns. We don't have any sponsors. We don't have any commercials. We don't.
But we do have a very nice niece who is our artist, our in-house artist. And this year she would like to do something a little more personalized to the winner. And so she has requested that we do the drawing a little earlier in the season. So we will draw earlier in the season. So you get those entries in right away. So we can get, as we've told you before, we're going to end in November this year. Right, Kevin?
Yes.
So get those entries in. And then so she has time she wants to have your suggestion of what you would like your picture, your, not picture, what is it called? Art to have in it. And so she has time to produce it and then get it to you.
Okay, now I'm going to simplify that a little bit. She likes to do the things Pompey said, but she also likes to do things you like.
Right. So she wants your personality in it.
Yeah, like
if you like horses, if you like cats, if you like dogs.
I'm going to use a better example.
Okay.
For example, on our Facebook page for the last several weeks, I've been using pictures from various users doing things they enjoy to do.
Oh, yeah.
That would be an excellent example, something she'd like to include in there.
If you're
maybe
wheelchair
a toy
racer,
in the background or a trophy or whatever,
if you're in a wheelchair, or if you have a favorite hobby or activity.
And not to make anybody paranoid, but she's also a member of our Facebook page. So if she sees those images and she's perfectly happy working with them.
Yeah.
But we basically want to do our drawing before the last episode. Doing our drawing in last episode caused us a lot of problems last year. She did a very fancy watercolor, which then she shipped, and she's a Maine, y'all. So we're talking snow. And apparently, now, the government hasn't confirmed this, but my theory is her postal, because she showed it via the postal service, bought the insurance and the whole 9 yards, actually went out of her way to buy a nice frame to put it in. I don't think she's buying a frame this year because
it broke into 100 billion pieces, and it was ruined by ice and snow. It never made it past Maine, I don't think.
And since she made a painting that was watercolor, you can imagine what happens to that painting when the snow gets in the package with it. The snow melts when they bring it in and open up the package.
It was not what it started to be.
Yeah, so basically that painting was ruined and she had to start all over again.
So that was not nice for her to have to redo. So
we don't want to get in the rush situation we were in last year.
Right.
Oh my God, we got to replace this. Allow her to do it. And
she did it as a favor for us and because she enjoys doing it. So we don't want it to be a hassle for her. So, all right. Is that it?
That's about it. That's
okay.
I'm sure people listen me.
Okay. So
nag 'em enough.
Send in your suggestions and fan mail and let us know what ideas you would like to hear about on our podcast next episode.
Your fan mail is always welcome.
All right.
Be it a suggestion or to enter the contest. But entering the contest, we do need to know a name or an email address. Who we're talking to. So until next time, guys, see you later. Till next episode, take those lemons and make your own lemonade.